everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Black Ice with me, Alpha Pi Omega, and Turkey. So it's 1940, 97th of July, 27th of July 1940, and we are once again continuing on our adventure towards the war against Soviet Union. The German Reich is currently invading France with all their glory. So I expect it to fall soon. Paris is currently being encircled and attacked, with its loss usually France capitulates quite fast. But none of that concerns us at this point. What concerns us is to modernize our army, to continue with our plans, and to see what there is to see. So the only thing that we're missing right now is the radio equipment. We have been constantly working on improving our units, most notably our mountain divisions, who are now starting to look pretty good, especially because of their attack and the defense and breakthrough and, organization and everything. We've been talking for quite some time now of starting to produce the Zerdeligi, which are going to be the last addition to our mountaineers before they are actually deployed. They got, wait, one more thing, the supply, but we're not researching those. Okay, it's not true. I just caught myself saying nonsense. Apart from the anti-tank support, we are going to give them a supply battalion, which is going to serve them well in the mountains. But yeah, with that will be all. They will get the support anti-tanks, and they will get an anti-tank brigade. With that said, we can unpause and we can go and see what we're gonna get. Yep, we're working on getting the new equipment focus, which is going to allow us to start researching air techs fully. Because right now we're actually dedicating one of our all-purpose research slot to it, but that is going to change once we get that one. It's gonna take us additional what? You're done. 1 day left, then 45 days. Wait, no, that's not what we need to get. It's gonna take us 45 days. You need one? Yes, so 45 days, then 46 days. 86 days, and then we are done. Yes, okay, not that many. 4 months, roughly. Pretty cool. New government in Egypt. Yesterday, the Egyptian King Farouk voluntarily abdicated and was succeeded by Prince Muhammad Ali. At the same time, it was announced that the new governing coalition of the Watf party will also take over the affairs of the state. The step comes after an extraordinarily successful offensive by the Axis powers, which recently took an important step towards Alexandria with the conquest of El Alamein. Not exactly, but okay, I guess that historically they did. It will be interesting to see whether Great Britain can bring about a turning point in the desert warfare with this colonial action. I mean, for us, it's mostly about Syria and Lebanon. And then moving to, you guys ask me about these territories if we're gonna get them. Yes, we will if we can. I'm not entirely sure that it is possible, though. They are not. No, actually, Syria is at war. Alright, so we can invade Syria as well. Alright, so that is possible. Basically put the British into pincers here and invade from the north. So Axis is gonna gain a little bit more than just support in their attack on the Soviet Union. We have 2 divisions here. They're not probably that great. We don't have any. Yeah, we're ignoring completely the ability to spy and onwards. Well, we'll get to it soon. All right. So we finished what we finished. Now we need naval warfare, which is going to give us a shipyard in Mersin. That's not exactly great, but we'll get an ability to speed up naval doctrine, which is really good. The armored cars are being produced at a rapid pace. We do not have enough rubber. We don't, I think, yeah, we established that last time. We don't have enough rubber, but it's not such an issue. We're producing light vehicles. Light vehicles might be useful for some of our decisions. All right, so we got 23.87 army experience. I'm gonna save the rest, and we're gonna get the stormtrooper assaults, which are going to give us extra supplies, an increased organization loss when moving, and then it's just the fortress defenses. Infantry recovery, division attrition, max entrenchment. Yeah, we'll get those two, and then we are off to World War II doctrines. I still haven't made my mind. I think assault operations are the best ones for us. I don't think methodical doctrine might be a good one too. Definitely not going for the mobile warfare or the superior firepower. I don't think those will do us any good considering the size of our army. So methodical battle or assault operations might be the best, because these are mostly focused on infantry, armored cars, a little bit of tanks, but yeah, a lot of bonuses to infantry. It's one that I rarely take, so you know, it's going to be a little bit of experimentation on my side as well. And we haven't really started producing you yet, but we will. Building a little bit of a stockpile of the mountain artillery. Are we recruiting more division? No, we have deployed them already, and we are still not where we need to be. Well, hopefully with the housing 2, housing 1 doesn't help us with that, does it? Yeah, it doesn't. But housing 2 and housing 3 will. And housing 4 even gives more. So that's what we need to get. And they will give us a little bit more manpower. Now, I'm not saying we need it exactly, because once we get into a war, the mobilization is going to be much easier for us and everything will come into place. But at this point, it is of quite significance that we do not actually have enough manpower. Alright, well, things are what they are, unfortunately. There's nothing we can do with it. Upgrading the Sanjaks. Okay, the armored cars are also something that we need to start deploying, but we haven't had time for that yet. Yeah, it's gonna make you much better. And I'm still kind of surprised that they get mountain and the hills bonuses. I don't think the camera does anything like that, does it? No, actually it does. So it doesn't mean that it will actually lower it, 41. No, it actually gives a percentage on top of that as well. So it's a boost to everything, and on top of that, a nice need bonus. But we do not have enough. We need 180. Yes, so we're missing 74. Alright, at this point, we can actually go ahead and start researching these guys. I'm gonna spend the 25 army experience on that to make it much faster. And I actually think we'll be able to do the next one the same way, so we might switch back to improving our special forces, which is actually going to be a good one, because that gives 5% soft attack, organization bonus, and more acclimatization, and extra special forces supplies. Alright, the housing 1 is finished. We just spoke about that. Is there anything? No, you are still dramatically ahead of time. So housing 2, extra recruitable population and civilian factory construction speed, which is good. And we have finished the research into our first aircraft, and I went with the wrong one. You are not supposed to do this one. You are supposed to work on the multi-role, the 1946 multi-role fighter, the first one that will maybe even be constructed by us. So we want to put you on that. I think we do, because having a bonus to the aircraft might be a good thing. We'll be able to design them pretty well, I think, too. Though, I don't think BICE actually allows design of fighters, or like aircraft in general, but we will be able to enhance it to a neat degree. And you can work on that housing too, because that is going to be good for you. So 0.1 extra is going to give us what? Total manpower 624,000. So let's say that 0.1 gives us roughly 20k. So we'll be able to recruit 2 more units, 1 more unit. How much manpower does an infantry division require? 15,500. Yeah, 2 more. We'll be able to get 2 more. It's gonna be stretching it really, especially since we're gonna deploy the anti-tank battalions. But hopefully, we're gonna get the housing free soon, and that will make it even better. And I wish I could. We significantly delayed the stability decline, but it's still going down. What's up with steel? Have we been... Yeah, we've been cut off from coal. For some reason, I'm not sure why. Yeah, we're gonna have... Who cut us off? Still not enough. Okay, 8. Okay, now it's back. Not exactly sure what happened there. I guess trade issues or something. Yes, I know. Hey, are we already producing? Yes, we started producing the Zerdewiges. Nice. 1 per week. Well, you have to start somewhere, don't you? You have to start somewhere. It's only gonna get better from here. Trust me. I know about it. Oh, and great. Another thing. Bike market activity? No. Have we been hit with another bonus or penalty? No. I guess someone stopped trading with us altogether, which is why we lost so much in such a short time. But it's no consequence. We're continuing on our merry way. Wow, we're really missing a ton of equipment for the upgrades. The uniforms, the infantry guns, that's just... It's crazy, man. It's actually bonkers how much we need to replace, and we're nowhere near. But thank God that our... Oh no, they still don't have the uniforms even. Jesus. I guess they're getting bonuses in most terrain. The only thing where you are actually severely limited is the desert. And that is hopefully not something where you are going to be fighting, quite a lot. But, the south might actually be like that. When you think about it, improvement on logistics. It is desert, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, so how does our regular infantry deal with the desert? Much better, actually. Alright, so they will be able to cover that. One of the armies is gonna move south and one is gonna cover this area. I guess that's how it's gonna have to be. Wait, so you've done the logistics, which is gonna help us. Now, do we have an access to... Really, here's the jungle warfare, but I don't see the amphibious. Supply depots. I don't think we have access to desert equipment anywhere. Oh no, we do here. Desert support company. That could be valuable, but we need transport trucks too. Which, it's actually that hard to get. Now, the logic behind this is that, hopefully, nations like Syria will not be able to stop us in any way. But if the British come and start opposing us, we will have to fight them. And then it comes down to, well, alright, mountains, but also desert combat. And in that case, having a desert infantry might not be a bad idea. The bonus would be significant, and we wouldn't have to put it on every unit. Like half of the army could, or not even half. Like I could send these 10 divisions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that would be 2 divisions per province. Yeah, I think we're gonna look into that. Alright, let's look into that once we're done. So production efficiency, retention, growth, base, output. Growth, retention, base. And you then give us what we need desperately, which is the population. Conversion speed bonus, that's not... Yeah, there's nothing new. What about electronics? Tank radios? I really wanted the tankettes, but considering how bad our situation already is at this point, I do not really feel great about pushing for that. Signals intelligence, yeah, that one is actually pretty good, and it's relatively cheap. Army, Navy, counterintelligence, and well, resource manufacturing at this point. Commercial food processing, we are 5%. Oh, we wanted the textile polymers and fuel refining, yeah, there's a lot. Power grid, that's what we're gonna have to take as well, and you guys too. And of course, exclusion. Alright, let's start on these guys. So let's start with the textile polymers. We're actually having a little bit of an issue with production already when it comes to uniforms and stuff, so let us not pretend like that's not really bothering us. Okay, getting more armored trains. How is the... We really have just only 2. Oh no, we have 68 civilian trains, alright. For some reason though, it's just showing me the 2 armored ones. Actually 4 armored ones now. Iceland has capitulated. What the hell? The Icelandic government has gone into exile. United Kingdom attacked Iceland? What? Oh, look. Actually, this is interesting. France is still not given up. Alright. But Norway is getting destroyed. Alright. The National Legionary State Joint Axis. Who are you, National Legionary State? Ion Antonescu. Oh, okay. So it is Romania. They turned completely fascist. Alright. Alright, then we finished the mortars. So I'll start upgrading those. Yeah, we're discussing we will need to do this whole warfare thing, but soft attack, soft attack, soft attack. Alright, I mean the anti-tank rifle is also pretty good. And we need that for our units, but I just don't have any capacity for it right now, so researching it at this point is moot. Motorizing infantry is the second stage toward the mechanization of an army. Civilian trucks are readily adaptable to military use of transporting soldiers, towing guns, and carrying equipment and supplies. This greatly increases the strategic mobility of infantry units, which would otherwise rely on marching. Nah, I'm not gonna spend this much for 6 days reduction. Oh, and you know what? It would be probably a good idea to deal with the mortars, because we're producing the old ones still. Alright, mortar 3. We were producing up until now the atomic M38 88mm, and now we are going to produce the Atomic M40 107mm Vulcan, or Vulcan, which is, as you might have probably guessed, a Vulcan, a volcano. Yeah, we're not producing many of you because we cut on all of the prediction, but the machine guns. Oh, actually, we haven't distributed the machine guns, did we, into the wider audience? And no, we haven't. Right. No, I'm gonna do that right now because we need to distribute them anyway. Let's see the result. Where are the machine guns? Okay, they're still not distributed, but they will. They're still not distributed, but they will be. I'm just interested in seeing when 162 machine guns, that's gonna make them, you know, really much stronger. I can really appreciate that. Okay, the engineering company is done. Well, I was supposed to go to the transport trucks, but I can put them on and upgrade to artillery or something. How many of the ZHLG do we have now? 2.1k, 221 days. Yeah, it's still going up. 423 days. Alright, about a year. Alright, engineering company is done. Now, with the insane amount of cavalry equipment that we have in reserve, I am relatively sure that we could cancel it. But again, I can easily imagine a situation where we will run out, and one factor is absolute minimum. Okay, this is all still ahead of time. I don't want the medium anti-tank. We covered that before. That doesn't work for us. We want the maintenance guys. Combat engineers. I think it helps. No, we need motorized, mechanized, armored recon. So we need these ones. Motorized, mechanized, armored recon. And you need the motorcycle equipment. That's mechanized. This one. Alright, so let's research this one. We're not gonna use the motors. Well, now we're not gonna use it when we have 7,000 goddamn cavalry equipment. But we could have. The fall of Paris. Wait, did Paris fall now? Well, it might as well fallen. While fighting still rages elsewhere in the French Republic, reports have come in on German troops entering Paris. The capital was declared an open city by the French forces moments before their last unit retreated. Several columns of the German troops recreated the Prussian Victory Parade of 1871 by marching down the Champs-Élysées, while Parisians looked on in stunned silence. Military experts predict the collapse of the French Republic is imminent. That's not surprising. Equip magazine, defense and breakthrough. I wish I could upgrade that, but I can't. I don't have enough military. And the French Republic has capitulated. The second armistice at Compiègne. So, the French Republic has capitulated. The French government has gone into exile, and their main forces have capitulated to the German Reich, which is now in control of their home area. The struggles between the German Reich and the French Republic was only a small part of the conflict. The second armistice at Compiègne. An armistice between the German Reich and the French Republic has been signed at Compiègne in a very railway carriage in which the Germans surrendered in World War I. Under the terms of the armistice, the French government, under someone based out of Vichy, will continue to administer most of southern France, but the rest of the country falls under German occupation zone. Some French officers have vowed to continue resistance from abroad, but this puts an effective end to the fighting in France, at least for the time being. So is it Pétain? It is Philip Patan. The misunderstood. The man who did the unthinkable. Alright, so how far are we with the housing? Still 89 days. The Union of Soviet Socialist Republics annexes Tanutuva, and Italy lays claim to Greek territories. Citing the Roman Empire as a forerunner to the modern Italian state, Kingdom of Italy has claimed that the independent Greek state has no right to exist. Instead, the Greek territories must acknowledge Italian supremacy in the Aegean or have it seized by force. Greece has denounced the claims as ludicrous. However, Kingdom of Italy has the backing of the Axis, and Tanutuva has been annexed. In a press release earlier today, Moscow announced the formal annexation of Tanutuva. The Supreme Soviet agreed to a request from the Tuvan Parliament for the membership in the USSR. The small Tuvan People's Republic, which had only been officially recognized by the Soviet Union and Mongolia, would be organized as an autonomous oblast. Alrighty then. Still have only one factory on the anti-tanks. Yeah, but more are coming very soon. Oh, actually, Greece is now at war with Italy, but also with Bulgaria and Romania. Alright, well, I wish we got a piece of Greece. Maybe the moment we get into the Axis, maybe we will get something. The game has a tendency to reshuffle around things accordingly. Right, naval warfare is done. Now we can go with light naval warfare. You can join exercises with the Kingdom of Italy, but they need to be at peace, which is not gonna happen. It might have been good, actually. Too bad we missed that, but you know, not much we can do. Not much we can do. So light naval warfare. 2 building slots, 1 shipyard, 1 submarine yard, and then we are going for where are you? Wait, am I doing this right? Yes, okay. Light naval warfare, then invest in Gojuk. Ah, okay, not this one, but the Gojuk shipyard and then the new equipment. It's another naval dockyard, that's gonna be a useful one. You'll be soon able to start recruiting another division. I'm looking forward to that, actually. You have a large amount of artillery production capacity, so that is pretty good. Horse transports. Support equipment is looking pretty good. Radios have been distributed to everyone. That actually makes me really happy. And we're starting to build a stockpile. We're upgrading the mortars a little bit. And we're working on supplying everyone with machine guns. And we're upgrading uniforms and infantry equipment, which finally dropped below 3,000 in needed upgrades. So that is something. 396 days of machine gun production. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I actually think that we might eventually take one factory from you and put it maybe on the mortars. How much better is the new atomic mortar version? The Vulcan. Wait, where is it? Ah, here, Vulcan. 173, 236, 142, 206, 295. Okay, well, the soft attack is dramatically better. Piercing 0.5, 0.4. There is an upgrade to everything, literally. So they are better in the end. Okay, so that is something that we should look into. But first the machine guns and the anti-tanks, because, you know, not having anti-tanks is a little bit more... Oh, hey! Second factory added. Nice. How many will we need to finalize you? It's not telling me. But each unit will need 36. So 200 and 216. Alright, that's not crazy actually. If we got to maximum efficiency, we'll be producing like 3 per day. And that is not really impossible at all. It's actually very much possible. Let's actually do it this way. We want to get a civilian factory in there to keep up the ratio, and we'll need to look into the power grid again. Can we do more war propaganda? Just against the German Reich though. Well, but it's gonna help us significantly. But this one would be so much better. 100. Is it worth waiting for that one? It would be if we just could get that political power. There's no way for us to get it. Oh, we're not getting steel. From Italy, come on. You are an unreliable partner, man. Okay, Sweden, hook me up instead of Italy. Sweden's gonna be, you know, strongmanned by Germany soon anyway, so I don't feel bad about trading with them. Yeah, that hurt just our ships production. Actually, you're gonna be soon produced. That's actually pretty good. And you're gonna be soon refitted. Alright, so even our shipyards are actually starting to do a little bit better. Yeah, can't really complain. I mean, you know, we don't really have much, but... And Greece is holding its ground, like their lives depend on it. Pun intended. Oh, alright, but on that note, I'm actually gonna end the episode here. Pretty good progress. We've burned through a couple of months. Our units are closer to being ready yet. Again. And with the start of the production of the anti-tank, we have entered the final chapter of our preparation, because the only thing that we really need now is just the motor rolls, and we'll start thinking about the desert equipment. With that said, you know, the war is knocking on the door, and we are soon to answer.